What's poppin' YouTube, man? It's your boy Mike, and I'm back at it again with another video on the channel, man. You feel me? Like, the grind is real, you know what I'm saying? The reaction videos is going crazy. So today I got 10 best knockouts in YouTube boxing. So today I'm gonna be reacting to 10 crazy knockouts in YouTube boxing. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and smash the like button, man. Subscribe with post notification on, you know what I'm saying? We're on the road to 600 subscribers. So if you're watching right now, join the fam, you feel me? Like, how can you be watching the video, you ain't liking, you ain't commenting, and you're not subscribing?
To this day.
Like, where your mom at, nigga?
Nigga, where your mom at, nigga?
Oh!
Nigga, where your mom
He needs
at,
some
nigga?
milk.
Subscribe to the channel, and yeah, without further ado, let's get it cracking. Alright, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's get it.
Many still don't take YouTube boxing and influencers seriously, but this video will convince
I'm gonna leave the link to the original video in the description below, so make sure you go check it out.
brutality to professional boxing. Buckle up and get some popcorn, because you will witness the best knockouts. 10th place. Austin McBroom's fight against a man who had 40 street fights is a perfect example.
That's funny. Bryce Hall apparently is not a boxer, but he had 40 street fights under his belt, so you can't even be mad at that, you know what I'm saying? But he was really in these trenches, you know what I'm saying? He was in the, he was in the streets, you know, throwing them shots, you feel me? So hey, fair play.
Example of karma in boxing. If you want a video about karma in YouTube boxing, hit a like and write a comment about it. This knockout is one of the most technical in this list, because without hesitation, Austin bursts into the fight range with a jab to the head. After accurate jabs, McBroom throws out a lot of feints and constantly changes the pace of his movement. Bryce was confused after such attacks. Because of this, Hall decided to stand and wait for the counterattack. He wants to catch the opponent with his timing. He managed.
Hey bro, I ain't gonna lie, like Bryce Hall got the, you know, a little bit of the boxer stance, you know, as his, you know, moving and shit, but his problem is defensively, like he can't defend and he can't really throw, you know, some technical shots. Like when he throw that hook, he's here like this, you know what I'm saying? Like I see he's trying to swim or some shit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
To make brawls in which it's noticeable that McBroom feels uncomfortable, so he decides to ignore exchanges and changes his tactics. McBroom puts up a high guard or attacks with a precise straight on the back foot. Austin's power weapon is his left straight, with every left punch causing Bryce's head to touch his back. He hit Hall straight on the head a lot of times, which led to knockdowns and a knockout midway through the third round. Yes, here the opponent did not fall on the canvas, but the speed, smoothness, and beauty of McBroom's attacks.
That really took his leg out though. Like if Austin would have, you know, hit him and moved to the side, he would have fallen, you know what I'm saying? Because he kind of hold on to Austin and shit. But fair play though. Like boxing ain't easy, bro. People don't understand that. Everybody think, you know, you can just put on gloves and start boxing. Like no, nigga, it's not easy, bro.
Deserve a place in this video.
Damn, this felt like yesterday, man. KSI versus Joe Weller. This is what actually, you know, blow the YouTube boxing up. So, damn, that's like 5 years ago. That's crazy, man.
Now we'll talk about a knockout which is important not from the point of view of performance or brutality, but importance for the entirety of YouTube boxing. In 2018, we saw the first influencers fight in the history of Western YouTube. KSI versus Joe Weller. When the fight began, Joe started well. His jab was on point and he managed to keep his distance. However, JJ quickly adapted and began to throw a hail of jabs at his opponent and then added power punches. Power punches turned into legendary combo windmills, and by the third round, Joe's face was destroyed.
You say in this KSI versus Joe Weller's fight, you know, what I actually got from there, you know, I just clocked that by watching it back right now, you know. As I said, at the beginning of them rounds, you know, Joe was actually on his shit. He was actually throwing the jab, winning, and JJ was a little bit confused, but he adapted to it, you know, later on. And that's the thing, bro. Like, you want to be comfortable in an uncomfortable position. You know what I'm saying? In order to be very much comfortable, you have to be in an uncomfortable position, and that's something that Joe couldn't handle when he saw that JJ start to get comfortable and throwing back his jab and moving around, and that kind of gets to him, and that just ruined everything. You know what I'm saying? So fair play though. And the difference between Joe Weller and Deji is like Joe Weller took his just one boxing match, and it stopped his whole YouTube boxing career, whatever. With Deji, had 3 different losses, and the dude is still boxing, and it's gonna box Floyd Mayweather next. So I just think at some point in this YouTube boxing shit, like Joe Weller and Deji need to duke it out. You know what I'm saying? They need to catch their hands in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a really good fight if that happens, but I don't think it's gonna happen because Joe Weller. Yeah.
Such a beatdown could not continue, because of which the referee stopped the fight. Yes, it wasn't flashy KO, but the fact that KSI and Weller decided to brawl and fight was stopped via TKO. This showed to everyone that influencers are not scared of trading punches, and their fights are entertaining. 8th place. We've seen a few knockouts to the head, but we haven't seen knockouts in the body yet. The most unique kind of
These knockout was the best. Like, he called these shots as well. Like, he called it. I remember he said to True Jody, he said he was going to do like a combo and go to the body and leave a shot. He said leave a shot, and like 30 seconds later, bam, boom, boom. My nigga went down, bro. That's crazy. Shout out FaZe Sensei, man.
Knockouts occurred in the fight between FaZe Sensei and Overflow. In this fight, fighters were protected with helmets, which makes the possibility of a knockout in the head more difficult. Therefore, Sensei used the best tactic for such conditions. He focused on the body work, so it'll be easier to knock out the opponent. You also need to consider that they are new to sports, and cardio for everyone is a problem. Everyone gets tired in their first fights. So FaZe Sensei hastened this process with attacks to
that lever shot was clean, man. Anybody can get hit with a lever shot and drop, because there's different types of lever shot, because there's some lever shot where it got hit and it kind of delays and you feel it like 2 or 3 seconds later. Those are the worst, trust me. Those are anybody that box or that's got hit with a lever shot or whatever that's got hit into the body, like, will relate to what I'm trying to say.
The body. As a result, we saw a brutal and very cunning knockout to the body, for which FaZe Sensei gets this spot in our list. 7th place. At this place, a knockout of the most legitimate YouTube boxer, Jake Paul. By the way, get used to him in this video. He has a lot of knockouts. Let's start with the fight against Nate Robinson, who is one of the most unique athletes in the world. Despite his height, he has played in the best.
Whoa. One of the most what? Hey, bro, I'm not even trying to be disrespectful or none. I don't know who the hell Nate Robinson was until they fought Jake. I'm going to keep it a buck, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it 100. I don't know who Nate Robinson was until they fought Jake, you know what I'm saying? So don't come over here trying to cap talking about the most big athlete in the world. Like, come on. I mean, in my opinion, no, nigga.
Best basketball league in the world, the NBA, for many years. This was reflected in the fight. In the first minutes, despite the nervousness of both fighters,
Nate Robinson was just there, swinging, and Jake was just calm. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about boxing. And fair play to Nate. That's his first time boxing, but Jake has been there a couple of times, so you know how to keep his own composure and how to relax and stay calm to adapt with the situation, which Nate Robinson was just there trying to, like a street fight or some shit. Jake is just there, clinching, throwing his jab, moving around, and boom, get the job done. So boxing is patient and a lot of movement, calculation, observation. That's just boxing, man. You got to be there mentally in order to put in the work physically. So yeah.
Robinson looked much faster. Both fighters were connecting with punches, but by the end of the first round, it was noticeable that Nate's rapid, explosive actions were reflected by his cardio. Now his rapid distance cutting became more noticeable, thanks to which Paul was able to knock him down. And in the second round, he finished the job, knocking out Nate Robinson into the meme world. It was the first YouTube boxing KO that opened that Pandora's meme box.
That's a clean shot. Like the combo, you know, I thought you start with like a check hook, then uppercut, boom. You know what I'm saying? When he hit that uppercut, he said move back. He trying to lean forward, bing, clean him with a hook, and it's over. That's something about Jake Paul when he boxes, like his composure. You know what I'm saying? He's not the type of fighter that just come at you straight like Anderson Gable, which is good. You know what I'm saying? There's different type of style, but his own style is just be calm, trying to counter punch and shit. So hey, fair play. But sometimes I would love to see Jake on his bike, you know, moving forward, pressuring him, throwing the jab. You know what I'm saying? Either than just waiting and you know what I'm saying. So
6th place. The fight we're going to talk about now is arguably the best fight in the history of YouTube boxing. Austin McBroom against Anison Gibb. We have a detailed analysis of the fight on the channel, and we recommend that you watch. This matchup was a classic rivalry of athleticism against willpower. McBroom immediately showed everyone in the first round that his speed, explosive strength, and athleticism were on another level. After a couple of successful attacks, he managed to knock Gibb down. It would seem that this is the end, and soon Austin will score a knockout and fulfill.
The knockdown that Austin got was like, it was weird, you know what I'm saying? It was not really like a clear, crazy knockdown. It was like a flash, just boom, he got hit, he stumbled, and he got up real quick, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from him. It's still not get down, so fair play, but fair play to Gabe for getting up and keeping it moving, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people would have, you know, a lot of people would have bring themselves down right there since that happened, especially in the first round, first couple seconds. So
his dream to get into this video with 2 knockouts. But the problem is that part of this knockdown is Gibb's fault. He blocked his visibility with a high guard, because of which he did not see the blow. And as we know, blows that are not visible are most often the ones that can send a body to the canvas.
Exactly. Like, a lot of people be confused when it comes to putting their guards up. A lot of people be like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, when I spar, I'll be like this only, you know, if I'm in the corner and I'm trying to, you know, look for a way to just move around and get out real quick. But when you face to face with your opponent in the middle of the ring, you don't want to do this because a check hook can come. Like, you've blocked your vision, you can't see nothing. But like, you know, you wanna be right here somewhere at the middle where your eyes is visible, like 120 degrees. You can kind of see around you. So bam, bam, move. Like, but if you like this, like, you can barely see nothing. Because if you get hit in your arm as well, you still applying pressure to your face. So you still kind of doing damage to yourself. So just be here like this. That's how you see Mike Tyson. He'd be like this. Because he's the type of fighter that fight on the inside. Move, boom, boom, pop, pop. Shout out Mike Tyson.
This moment instilled confidence in Austin, and he wanted to finish off his opponent quickly because he was going to run out of steam. On the contrary, Gibb mentally didn't break and activated his berserker mode. He began to methodically break Austin. This resulted in an epic comeback. Anison managed to score a couple of knockdowns, but
at this point though, this is where I knew like it's over with, because fair play to Austin, it kept going, you know, saying never give up, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Doesn't matter if you're losing big, just keep it pushing. But he did that, but you can tell his legs were like noodles, they're just shaking. He was moving forward like a zombie and shit. I know he's over with, so but fair play though.
That wasn't enough, and he knocked Austin out.
That was clean.
5th place.
Bam.
At this place, there is a real brawl, which in terms of action is not inferior to professional boxing. So we need suitable music for this metal fight. We are talking about the fight between FaZe Jarvis and Michael Lee at the first Social Gloves event. This show gave us a lot of spectacular moments and knockouts, but this fight brought everything together. From the first second, it's clear that one of these guys will meet the final bell unconscious. Michael starts the attack, but FaZe immediately shows that he does not have a brake pedal, which is...
You can just tell, like, Michael Lee, like, you can tell he has no knowledge of boxing. You can tell he does not know anything he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He's just in there doing this. Like, his straight jab is not even straight, you know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of an angle, of a 45-degree angle. He's not extending that jab, you know what I'm saying? Because when you throw a jab, boom, this shoulder must be here and extend that jab, not just some lazy jab like this. The same with the right hand was not fully extended, so he couldn't really pose any threat to Jarvis. So, hey, that's his first time boxing, so. My camera stopped recording for some reason, but we back.
Why we see a wild brawl. Michael took the initiative, but as soon as Jarvis learned how to dodge his opponent's attack,
Like, Jarvis's head movement is good. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, when you face and you're in a straight line with your opponent, you don't want to be stationary. You want to be moving, throwing the jab from different angles, because when you're like this, you know what I'm saying, you're giving them huge problem, because they're like, okay, he's moving around, what should I do, you know what I'm saying? They be trying to, and once they're trying to figure that out, that's when you keep poking the jab, moving around, throwing combos. Like, boxing is basically just, you know, you understanding and assessing your opponent, and knowing which, you know, shots to throw and when to throw, how to throw, and always start with the basics. Jab, jab, move, jab, move, jab, you know what I'm saying? Like, boxing, if you get a hold of it and you're working hard, it's fun, bro.
and counterattack with the overhand, everything changed. With the same punch, FaZe knocked Michael down. Lee wasn't going to back down and was constantly pressuring, but a second knockdown at the end of the round gave FaZe even more confidence. So he started the second round strong, dodging another combination, and on the way out of the clinch, Jarvis knocks Michael down. Let's rewatch this metal KO and then move on. Fourth place.
Slim Shady.
Now you'll see a YouTuber who moves like a snake and attacks just as venomously. We're talking about a knockout in the fight of Slim against FaZe Temper. In the first round, we saw competitive exchanges, but over time it became noticeable that Slim, with his snake-like feints, took the initiative. The fact is that such strange body and shoulder movement is an original way to hide defensive and attacking actions. The opponent doesn't understand whether Slim will move forward with a jab, sidestep for a counterattack, or throw heavy straight. By the way, if you want to see a breakdown of Slim's technique, write a comment about it. It's because of snake-like movements that Slim so often connected with the jab and powerful straight. At the end of the exchanges, he entered the clinch so as not to eat unnecessary blows. Having accustomed Temper to the fact that he clinches for protection, in the second round, Slim struck a powerful punch on the way out of the clinch. Seeing that this rocked the opponent.
You know, the thing with Slim is like, his technique is a little bit weird because he's a tall fighter, so he gets way too much close. You know what I'm saying? He needs to keep a distance so those jab can actually connect and the right hand can connect, because he's close, and when he's throwing the hook, it's more like a slap hook, slap hook, slap hook. But when he actually throw it with techniques, it connects. So yeah, man. Hopes he keeps improving on that. So.
Real cold-blooded predator decided to finish off the victim. And he did it beautifully, finishing off FaZe with that whipping punch. And let's be honest, it's time for Slim to change his nickname, Hitman, to Snake. Third place. Before the fight against... Thanks, Uncle Snoop, but let's be more respectful. Before the fight against Askren, no one expected that Jake would want to fight against real fighters.
If you really thought when Jake Paul versus Ben Askren was announced, if you thought Jake was finna lose, then you probably on drugs or some shit. Like, oh! No disrespect to Ben Askren, like, the nigga can't box, bro. And he had a hip surgery or whatever. He was stiff. Like, Jake is obviously gonna knock him out. I don't know how people thought he was gonna beat Jake Paul. Like, come on now.
He's fought only influencers and athletes, but a fight with a fighter is a completely different thing. Although Askren was not a good striker, he had good cardio and he knew how to take damage. Therefore, the opinions of many experts agreed that Ben would simply survive the early storm and simply exhaust Paul. But on the day of the fight, everything was completely different. Ben did not even have time to warm up before Jake Paul knocked him out. He did it.
And that's what I'm saying. That you can see that with Jake, he's calm. You know, he makes sure he keeps his distance and boom, walking with his shots and make sure they connect. Cause Slim is a little bit of a taller guy. He got longer arms, so when he doesn't measure his distance, like his shot don't really connect. And you want those shots to connect. You know what I'm saying?
So easily and without coercion that many people began to get interested in his next fights. And if you are interested in a skill breakdown of Jake Paul, you can find it on this channel. Second place. If you have questions, you can go to my personal Instagram. Link in the description. Let's hit the pause button here. Just by watching stances of fighters, it's clear who will KO whom. But you cannot even imagine how spectacular it will be. It seems that after the bell, the spirit of Manny Pacquiao has enslaved Salt Papi. A couple of feints to check what the opponent will throw in fighting distance, and Salt Papi is ready to impress everyone. He throws a jab to pull his opponent's arms forward and hits a powerful left hook. After that, we see a Street Fighter combo, and the opponent
He didn't even bother to block. He took those in the head. Boom, and he's out. Shout out.
Is knocked out. One of the fastest and most brutal knockouts in the history of YouTube boxing. It was so fast that we need to rewatch this brutal poetry in motion. Do you think Salt Papi is ready for serious fighters like KSI? First place. In the first fight between Jake Paul and former UFC champion Tyron Woodley, Jake won by decision. However, that victory was overshadowed by Tyron's punch, a punch that nearly knocked Jake out.
So in that first fight, Tyron Woodley messed everything up. Like, when you rock Jake, instead of you to keep on going, you know, attacking the body, throw combos, you over here showboating and shit, and let Jake, you know, pick himself off back, and Jake continued, and fair play, he knocked him out. So, like, yeah, man.
So the rematch was supposed to put an end to whether that punch was luck or whether Jake was lucky enough to be near the ropes and survive. The first fight was not spectacular, but comparing it to the rematch, it seemed like a real blockbuster. The viewers in the arena and in front of the screens were already falling asleep. And out of nowhere, Jake Paul delivers a powerful hook that knocks out the former UFC champion. It's worth noting that this is the first time in Woodley's life that he was KO'd with one punch. This hook put Woodley to sleep and woke everyone in the arena and the whole world up, because this is the best knockout in the history of YouTube boxing. What do you think is the best?
Fair play to Jake, man. Came out, boom, he knocked him out. And at that point, you know, Woodley dropped his arm for some reason. I don't know why. I think Jake do a feint or whatever. And he dropped his arm, and boom, he got countered. So, but one thing about Jake though, like when he throws those like overhand right, he does not, you know, put his hand right here to, you know, bing, so he can block. Cause if you throw the overhand right against someone that will just sleep and come with their own overhand right, then it's over with, you know what I'm saying? Or someone that was just sleeping, bim, come with like an uppercut or a hook, whatever. You gotta be ready for that. But fair play to Jake, man. Like, he's fighting Anderson Silva. When that fight happened, I'm gonna, you know, give my own opinion about it. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Top 10 best knockout in YouTube boxing history. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and smash the like button, man. Subscribe with post notification on. More video coming soon. And it's me, boy, Mike Z, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.